Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. Dr. Rao here, and hope you're all doing well. And have been having these Saturday webinars. Uh, I planned altogether 8 of them, right? The first Saturday we did the flow. How can we be in the flow? You know, while you are working, if you are in the flow, you not only enjoy the work, but you are effortless almost. And you feel so easily everything is done, right? And do the flow happens only to select people, or there is a way to arrive it? That's what I was getting at. You can be laser focused, one pointed, and you could be really still the thought and get involved in whatever you're doing, and you could be in the choiceless awareness. Those are the three themes I talked on the first Saturday on the flow, and this is done on the Zoom for people who are really interested in this. Okay, so DM me if you want to attend these Saturday webinars. So then we'll send you the link, and you can get into that if you are interested. Okay. And the second Saturday, we talked about proactive wellness, wellness summit, like discussing all the pillars of wellness. In modern time, these days, with the insurances, with all the chronic diseases going on, I thought we should have some commonsensical daily practices that will keep us well for a long time, and also joyfully enjoying our life, not being crippled by joint pains, not able to walk with weakness, not able to have any mind to really enjoy and appreciate the good things of the life, right? The cancer, the chronic disease, the heart disease, the Alzheimer's, neurodegenerative diseases. These are the ones that we are really burdened with, and they're not chance occurrences. They don't happen just like that. There were ground for that. So some positive living, some living that is really in the commonsensical, natural ways of living and responding to our natural rhythm within body is the key, right? So I talked about that on the second Saturday. Now, the third Saturday, we are going to talk about facial yoga. Sure, it's not superficial thing. It's something that reflects who you are inside of you. Okay, your eyes convey your feelings and all that, right? Your face will have the glow if you are glowing inwardly. No worries, no anxieties, no depressions, no big ambitions, none of it. But serene quality of the mind, and really optimistic, joyful feeling of life, and really enjoying what is there. All those things make your inner being glowing, and that comes through you. You can be wrinkled, you can be having a face that is not brighter, but then that shining that comes through you, because you are joyful, you are loving, you are compassionate and all that. Okay. So that kind of thing really helps people to understand what is it to keep a mind that is calm, and to have a heart that is loving, to have a heart that is empathetic. And so when somebody is troubled, the human qualities come out of us, right? Where you want to go and hug them and put a hand on the shoulder and console them. And that means a lot for them. It really transmits. So at that time, the person may be crying and all that, but that your hand, your friendly word, you are reaching out with your love, really touches that person. At that time, if you look at your face, you are kind, compassionate, and glowing. So, how can we understand the impurities of our thoughts and mind? How can we understand to get rid of them on a daily basis? And how can we understand the value of giving all this love and affection really nurtures us. So we will show you the facial yoga and facial yoga in the sense of what are the exercise you can do to keep your face, glowing well and all that. That's fine. But then suppose you do all that makeup, all that thing, and then but still you are not understanding the inward things that make your face glow. Then you see some of the places if you go in the world, you will see the brightest smiles in the poorest neighborhoods. What is that all about? you know so I'm going to show you that, and then obviously we'll take you to the session where you know how to keep the face clean and sparkling and bring the best out of your facial features, and also how kind of exercise that you can do that will help you with your face as a whole. Wrinkles are not that much makeup, but just by exercising and all that, the breathing, the being here and now, all those things will show you. And then I'll give you this philosophical version of glowing within, bringing that out. I'm sure a lot of people want that, they want to have that as they go through the life. Suppose you are insulted, suppose you are really taken to the task by somebody, and you feel like the constriction within your heart, and that pain comes through you. At that time, do you want to harbor anger, hatred, and kill like killing that person, or do you want to forgive, forget, and also raise above the situation? I'm not saying you should be a saint, but I'm saying just to protect yourself from the negative emotions, no matter how somebody else was the cause for that. Most of the time people justify, oh, that patient, that man made me so mad, not realizing that anger, that madness, that hatred really acts on you, because what is happening, the emotion within you, what's happening is a hormonal disturbance within you. So be aware of that, and then you can protect yourself by elevating yourself, not really um, you know saying, justifying it that, oh, this is tit for tat or on. That kind of thing is not really humane in the sense, right? So it's not being weak. It's not accepting somebody else's. It's like just being aware that they may do whatever they want, but how do I receive? How do I respond to it? That can make a difference in how I kind of show it on my face and smile or laugh. Even in the highest circumstances where highest negativity is there. So how do you respond to this? I will show you some of those things in the webinar at the end of it. What do you guys feel like this? Is this a good thing to discuss about, and is this something that I'm sure a lot of people want to appear nice, appear very good, and that's all natural, that's okay. And also, even if you work all of that, if you come home and you want to wash your face, you feel so refreshed. So there's so much involved, but very few mazes are involved about smiling, about laughing, right? But so many mazes are involved in frowning. So we will talk about that too. So understanding the whole thing, where everybody looks at a face, it looks at the eyes, it looks at what is going on when you are talking to conversation, building relationship or relation to each other too. So face is very important, and but then the real yoga happens within, and then that fragrance comes out of it. Just like you are a flower, you are flowering, you are opening up, and then the fragrance that generated within your flowering comes out. You don't have to do anything, right? For that, that is the thing that you'll notice in a lot of people who are spiritually oriented, and they have developed kind of distance and kind of let it go all the worldly things. They have this inner rich unconditional love, and rich empathy, sympathy, and all that. Even if the doctors also, if you go to a doctor visit, examine yourself. Do you look for the doctor to be kind, friendly, accommodating you, and taking time to explain to you? Is that important for you or not? Many patients, they appreciate for the bedside manner we have as doctors, and they feel comfortable the more you are accommodating people's situations, conditions, and all that, right? So somebody is given like a diagnosis of cancer. Many people respond with a lot of fear and anxiety, and that makes them feel sick much more. But then the few people kind of want to fight, and then want to recruit their inner resources, and they want to hold on to that fear and anxiety and not allow it to consume them, but find out what is the type of cancer, what is the known about it, what is you know negative things about that cancer, how invasive, how erosive it is, and all that. And what are the treatment choices, what are the chances of that, and all that. So having a non-reactionary, non-emotional approach to understand the condition and then respond the best. One of the best resources that you have is your inner self. How do you take it, how do you really react to it is very important, right? So generally the people who are staging a war on the thing, not in the war like, more like I'm going to handle the situation, I'm going to recruit all my resources within, they respond better, even understanding the instructions about treatment, participating in the treatment, and not allowing their mind to go negative, and really clear about everything. Those people come around very well. But the people who are really upset about it and then let that situation overwhelm them, they kind of feel weak, emotionally destroyed, and then not able to really recruit their own inner resources. We call them as more like a immunological resources, neurological resources. Okay, there is a field called psychoneuroimmunology, where you can show how you feel, how you are expressing yourself, how you are laughing or thinking, all the emotions have an effect on the immunity, on the neurological system. We all know that practically, common sense, okay? But we now can show you the proteins involved in that. We can show you what is happening with your happy emotions, what's happening with your optimistical emotions, what's happening with your general uh, proactive behavior, so in the proactive, you want to recruit your mind in a positive way, not generating the negative emotions and making negative hormones, and then stress hormones, we call them cortisol, things like that, right? We all know that. Everybody knows about it. It's a common knowledge now. But when it happens to you, when you kind of face the situation, you always say, why me? And what's going to happen to me? And it's very easy to get on that train. So fish is reflective of who you are inside. You can put up on a plastic smile like the hotel hospitality people. They have smile for everybody. If only that is real and that's coming from deep within them, because in a service mode, in a inclusive mode, they will know about the humanity is only one, not having any separations like race, color, sex, and all that. Then that is very good for them also. When they smile from within with a purity of heart, then that is very good for them. So I'm not doing facial yoga just to satisfy the superficial, people have egos, people want to appear nice, and people want to identify by their beauty. That is kind of shallow, you know. But if you are purified within, and then you show the smile, you show the compassion, you show the love, everything through the face. That's valuable, not only for you, but the other people too, or your parents, or your children, or your colleagues, everybody. A happy-go-lucky guy smiling, cutting jokes, and taking things easier is more appreciated than somebody who is very serious and never smiles, right? So, how easy for you to smile? How often to smile? There is a laughter yoga too, where you initiate the laughter, and the body gets into that, and the movement of the body and all of that get into your mind relaxing too. So in the morning, if you get up and look at your mirror and start to laugh, and that generates those emotions that are positive too. And then you go with a few friends around and you all start laughing together. Sometimes you can see that if you are driving around some cities in America and in India, you see these people gathering together, and then they're really laughing for no reason. And they're just doing that exercise. And then that actually, first of all, allows you to deep breathe because you're laughing very loud, ha ha ha, ha like that. But also you generate this movement, positive hormones, right? So yoga, if you take it really at the edge, it's like about how you identify yourself with the universal consciousness being spark in everybody, and that you can see the mind as an object, body as an object. Both of them are your tools, but not you identify them. Just like that, the face reflects what you are inside. That's why facial yoga, we're going to show you how to improve it mechanically or with exercise, and also how to use the facial expressions to establish a very nice relationship to whoever you are with, right? So, if you are in a very high emotionally charged situation, and somebody comes and says, just take it easy, just smile or laugh, how wonderful it would be. You all know that situations, you are all helped with that. But then, and when it comes to us, we kind of justify, oh, this is the way I feel, this is the way I'm going to react because the other person is the wrong thing he did. But what I'm saying is, they will do what they want to do. Maybe don't know what they are doing. Maybe they are conditioned to believe that they will do um, the right thing. They think that's the right thing to insult you, for example. Do you have to take it? Do you have to react to it? That's a question. I always tell this story with Gautama Buddha, the enlightened one. He was giving a lecture one time, and everybody came and sat down listening to him. And suddenly, one gentleman did not agree with the whole thing. He found that is really hogwash. So he gets up, says the same thing. What you're saying is hogwash, and then he really disgusted, and then he spits on Buddha and then walks away. And there's no movement in Buddha. And the man leaves, and afterwards his own disciples come and say, "Sir, what are you doing? That man insulted you like that, and you didn't even respond anything." And then Buddha says, "See, how can I respond to something I did not receive it?" So he did not receive the insult. You know, he was so non-reactive because he didn't have that non-reactive emotional brain. He transcended that. That's why the Buddha name is the one who has transcended. You may say with your logical Western mind, "Oh, we don't have to be fine. That's up to your business." But the thing is, the nobility of that is there, showing the world reactivity leads to a lot of suffering. And you can choose what you want to do. But I would not react. I would rather take a breath, pause, and allow my higher intellectual functions work through me by responding to whatever it is. Okay? It's an individual choice. Most of the people react right away because they're engaging with the lower emotional limbic system brain. We call that reptile brain. It's below that. big hemispheres at the middle part of it. Right? That is there for our survival, for our reaction when the danger was there to react or fight or flight, right? And that has become so common these days. Okay, but you have, as a human being, evolved big cerebral hemispheres, that we call prefrontal cortex. And that prefrontal cortex is available to all human beings. But you don't allow it to come through. You are overwhelmed by your emotional reaction. And then you are caught up in that and you are going in that. A lot of people do that. That is stressful reaction. But if you just stop, take a deep breath, and let that emotional not to react, but then you engage your prefrontal cortex. I put an article or talk some time ago how to engage prefrontal cortex. That is a natural, evolved state of human being. But most of the people staying at the limbic system, reactivity. So by the time they kind of realize it is too late for them or too much damage happened in their life because they're reacting to everything, right? So those sages, those monks, but they are not reacting at all. Those things do not matter to them. You don't have to be like a monk. You don't have to be a Buddha, but you can understand. Let me stop. Let me see, is this really what going through all this trouble of reacting, causing so much damage for myself? Or can I see maybe this person is acting like a child? Maybe this person is acting out of ignorance. And then you can stop and then your reactions go down, but then you respond from your higher intellectual functions. That is the prefrontal cortex. See whether you are doing that or not, and then you can learn about it. And even you do one or two times, then you'll see, yeah, instead of impulsively reacting, instead of emotionally reacting right away, I stopped and took a long breath. I paused, and then out of the pause, I was able to consider this buddhi. Buddhi means higher intellectual functions. Manas is that accumulated reactive self that you don't want to activate. By practice, in real life, when something like that insulting something happened, how calm you are. Why you are not calm? Because you have developed a ego that says, I shouldn't be insulted, I should be all of it. But is that really you? Are you the developed persona? If you are not in the persona, but in your presence of real being, then you will stop, you will take a deep breath, and you will respond, not react. Actually, I teach this to the doctors who are burned out, stressed out, because they had so many reactions from morning till evening. Their ego reacts. It's not enough for them to go and relieve the suffering. It is about them being praised, them being appreciated, compensated, and also them giving all the accolades and all that. The bigger they become in the hospital with monetary wise, they become more. So it's all a question of driven by ego. But once you sublimate the ego, because that is not really you, that could be used as a slave, not as a master. These are big, big things. Yeah, I'm just putting it very simply. I know, but these can be understood and put into practice. That's the practical point of view I'm talking about. So you became a doctor to relieve the suffering of the human beings. Fine. And then you are doing that. Everything else is secondary. And that becomes so much easier to handle everybody else's opinion about you or treatment of you. All those things do not matter really. You are psychologically independent because you are so focused in your purpose, and you go and serve the patients and come. The simpler part of this, the more you are engaged in this, the more you have peace of mind, the more you have rich inward empathy to the patients, helping them when they are suffering and all that. Okay, inner richness, that is what happens, what matters, not the outer complex life. Have a simple outward life and very rich inward life. With that inner resilience, with that inner strength, you go to life and conquer challenges. Okay. So, anybody has any comment? Mm. Anyway, this facial yoga thing is coming on next Saturday morning, 9 o'clock, and everybody can come and really participate in that. But that will be on the Zoom. There's a small fee, I think, and then you can sign up and get the Zoom connection, and then you will be here with me for 90 minutes, where we have a presentation just to show you how it is. Okay. So anybody has questions, come up. Otherwise, I will close the room because I came here just to announce that facial yoga and see why I'm doing that. Okay. Otherwise, people may be surprised what's going on here. So thank you, and I'll see you on Saturday if you are interested. Bye bye.